This is an even experiment. Same deer, same corn pile.
It's almost the same frame right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. So we're gonna run a little test, all right? This is the Moultrie A900, and this is the Moultrie A900i. This is an infrared trail camera. This is a old school red flash trail camera, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these two cameras, put all the bundle stuff together. We're gonna put each one on a T-post pointed at the same pile of corn, and we're gonna test to see how much effect this infrared versus the red light will have on deer, spooking deer, and just making them uncomfortable. So I'm gonna take these things out of the boxes here, put them all together, put the SD card and the batteries inside there, and then we're gonna go drive some T-posts in the ground out there and pour some corn on the ground. So I got an old feeder right there. Deer are used to walking through here. There's a natural lane through the woods that they kind of all filter off my property and go back there. And not really trying to get big bucks right now. It'd be cool if there is one, but the does come through here almost every day. So what we're gonna do is put a corn pile right here kind of in front of the four-wheeler, put the two T-posts about 10 yards apart on the south of this corn pile so that you don't have to worry about that sun glare. Put one kind of on the southwest, one on the southeast, point them back to the corn pile and see how the deer react to the cameras.
What do you expect? What's your hypothesis?
I'm feeling that the sound of cameras actually alert deer to the presence of a camera way more than light. So I don't think we're gonna see a ton of discrepancy, but I do think that if there is any, they'll see the red. But I really think it's gonna be the sound of the camera that spooks deer. So there might be, I guess the way that's gonna correlate to data is that we're not gonna have really like a camera that's super heavy for spooking deer. But I need to get these set to 30-second delays on each, and probably we need to turn them on at the same time. So you and I are gonna split up, that way they're going off at the same time, right? Isn't that the idea? So as best as we can, this is an even experiment. Same deer, same corn pile, cameras are set up almost exactly the same, and we should be able to get some decent data from this. So by the magic of technology, we're going to carry y'all to the pictures and talk about what happened in this experiment.
Okay, so we're back at the desktop here, and we have got the two cameras here. Casey has the infrared one, and mine is with the lack of. So what we're going to do is we've got like 5,000 pictures a piece on these things or something. I think we're just going to look at the first 1,000 pictures, though.
Yeah, we're going to look at the first 1,000. Here's a little tip. If you're setting cameras over a bait station, don't put it on 3-shot burst and make sure it's got a lag to the trigger. But we're going to look at the first 1,000 pictures, and we're going to examine between each of our SD cards, between the photos that we have from the non-infrared and the infrared, how many times a deer looks at that camera and kind of compare those between the two cameras. It's probably not perfectly scientific because we don't have the insight into the deer's brain to understand why they're looking that direction, but that's as good as we can get. So let's go ahead and open these bad boys up.
Okay, I'm going to go full screen.
There's a guy.
I'm going to do this.
113 degrees.
Woo!
Woo! 107 degrees over there.
Oh, that's interesting. A little bit of discretion there. All right, so we're going to start the 1,000 count at the first deer picture. You want to do that?
Sure.
Or do we just go through the first 1,000 and call it good?
I mean, my first deer picture is already here, but
mine
really,
is right
yeah,
there. What number is that? That's going to be 14?
453. I have 452, and then 649. Is that when she shows up? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
looking at the
16.
same doe here.
Yeah, so what we're going to do here is go to 1016 on mine.
Mm-hmm.
What's yours? You got rid of your margin over there.
Oh, I can do that right quick.
Ooh, bye-bye
Maybe
margin.
Not. Well, we'll go by your count. 122 degrees. One of the issues we're going to run into is that this only really works for nighttime stuff.
Yeah, so I guess we could just go to night, right?
Yeah, we'll probably.
But we're going to go through the first 1,000 pictures.
Yeah. Let's just start scrolling at this point in time.
Yeah, and I'm just going to make a list on my phone.
That works
for me. Every time a deer looks at
just
a
a
picture,
tally mark, pretty much.
Yep, pretty much. Oh,
as long as my phone doesn't die.
So what are we considering night? When it actually exposes to night, it's not.
Yes, I would imagine.
It's got like a gray figures.
Got some tough exposure pointing my camera this direction. That one's doing a lot better.
I wonder. I guess they were pointing in different directions, right?
Yeah, this one has a contrasty background where yours.
Would you call that?
That's a night picture.
But would you call that looking at the corn, not looking at the camera, right?
It's tough.
Coming in.
Yeah, probably. You're probably correct.
She came into the corn right after that.
I guess this is the other variable that's almost impossible to figure, is that deer are going to naturally come in from certain directions, and it will affect what they're doing. But, I mean, what do you think about this one right here? Is she looking at the camera? But she can tell her head's moving. So
what does she do in the next picture? Oh, she's cool. I think, like, if it looks like they're looking at the camera.
Whoa, look at this.
Is that headlights?
That's your
from my
camera flash going off.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I haven't seen her get weird about my camera at all yet.
Is she looking at the camera?
What about this? Still walking by it.
I feel like I don't know. What about the? I mean, is she looking at the camera right here?
No, she's looking.
Just because her nose is not pointed perfect.
Yeah, I think she would be looking straight at the camera. That's gnarly, dude. That's from my camera.
Yeah.
Would you call this looking at the camera?
I think so.
Okay, but it's not spooked. She's not spooked because in the next she's still walking towards the camera. In the next, we'll call it 1. All right.
This is tough because
you and old Stone.
Me and Stone drove by.
Mr. Cowboy Man. And go on to the next
Alright, I got some night pictures.
Are you in night 2?
Yes, at 11:54 p.m. on the 16th.
Same direction, probably the same doe.
Probably same old dizzle.
She's looking at the camera, I think, but she still comes in.
Do
I call these pictures just 1 for 1 sequence?
Yes,
okay.
I would say.
I want to see what it gets to. You know, like I'd like to see a deer have a negative reaction just to know.
I know exactly.
That there's a for sure.
Okay, like is she looking at the camera right there? We almost have to say yes because she's squared up.
My camera is going off. There's no way she's looking at your camera like on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean to be scientific, do we count that as a look?
I guess. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay, I'm gonna put it.
Dude, this doe is bony looking.
Yeah, they're skinny. Got some morning pics. They're looking at each other because they're mad.
Coyote came in.
Get out of here.
Coyote looked at the camera. How about that?
He doesn't count.
He is nasty looking. Okay, going to the next night.
It's a foggy day.
It is.
I'm still in the morning. Oh, this thing goes pretty quick. Okay, is there a deer there? What time is there a deer there? Yeah, there's a deer here. It's just my exposure.
I'm still on the AM here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
On the 17th?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I watched those deer kind of mess around, get mad at each other.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is a good lesson as to how to not get good exposure on your camera. Got a time-lapse thing going on here. Look at the sky.
It's cool. There we go. Okay, this is weird. So we actually went into the night exposure here and then went back into the daytime exposure.
Yeah, I'm in day exposure still at that time of day.
I feel like she was looking at the camera in the daytime.
Maybe it was making a trigger noise.
These are all blacknecks.
I know, it's exactly what I was fixing to say. Alright, I got some good nighttime stuff going here right now. They're always looking back.
Okay. She's just walking in.
Didn't we look at that same picture a while ago?
I mean, to me, she's looking at the corn.
Yeah.
I don't know, though. Like, do I count it?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is weird. We're not the most scientific. I kind of want to do it more like as in do they spook, you know? But
I don't know if you're going to get a doe to spook off some corn too much this time of year. Okay.
I feel like she's getting weird.
She's looking. Look, she's looking.
This one for sure.
She's looking kind of the direction, but it's not straight on, right? So
yeah. It's crazy. You can see my camera going off.
Yeah, that is cool, man.
Might have to do a follow-up to this where...
Okay, look. Your doe's walking off right here. Watch her. She definitely got weird right there.
Yeah.
I'd say. And she's looking at my camera right there.
Yeah, maybe. She's just like getting weird about them both.
Okay,
this is weird looking too. You know what I mean?
They're looking at your camera right there for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm counting that one.
Oh, look, she's definitely kind of spooky about something.
Yeah.
Now she's looking at my camera.
There's another. I'm going to call this a separate instance. What do you think?
Oh yeah, she's sniffing cameras. Huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's one more. I'd like to see a big buck. You know.
I only have one buck show up in this whole deal, and I don't know if he's gonna be in the first 1,000 or not. There's some deer out there in the heat of the day eating on that corn.
Dude, just getting carved up. And that's cool looking fog back in there.
That is cool, man.
Your house looks big. Look at that buck.
Woo!
Have you seen him
I
yet
don't know
on
if
yours?
I've seen that picture
That
yet.
sucker's heavy, dude.
Yeah, I know. But I think that's the one that I have on camera.
Hold on. Is he in the daylight? He's coming in right there.
3:43 a.m. Is that on the 8th? That's on the 19th. Okay, so you've been through the night pictures there already. I'm just trying to run through these dang old weird exposures.
It's cool, dude. That's a good buck.
Dude, yeah.
Shoot.
Like, he's a shooter on my property.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there he is on this camera. Also
Okay.
looking good.
I'm calling that.
He's looking at it. That's it,
Yeah,
dude.
he's
Buck
definitely
looking
looking
at
at it.
And there's two deer looking at the camera, technically.
Yeah. Let's see. He didn't spook off, though. But he didn't stay long. Or he might have. I didn't look at the time.
4:07 is the last time I have him.
That's when I have him, too. Did he look at your camera at all?
Never once.
Interesting.
There is definitely, I think you're getting more looks.
Yeah, I think
but
so,
the
too.
one of the problems is that the deer are always coming from the east, kind of looking
They kind
right
of face
down your
right
barrel.
into my... Yeah, even when they approach the pile, they're kind of looking at my... This isn't an exhaustive example or research project, but it does, I think, show us something. And I think we could also follow up with another one of these maybe.
We could swap the cameras.
Yeah, and we could put them on different T-posts. And we could also run them over here to see if any of my deer react differently to them. You know what I mean? I do like the fact that we got to see what we consider probably an older, a 3.5-year-old plus buck. Got to see him look at it and see how he reacted to it. But I also think deer are super particular, and I also think that deer eating corn are going to react a little more. They're going to stay around a little longer than a deer just coming down a trail getting flashed all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, especially
on
the first one.
Yeah, and especially on public,
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, so I'm looking at her a little bit later.
That's a long nose, man.
She's big, dude.
That's a good one.
I like the exposure on that though. It's
Me too.
Real cool.
This camera's done really good. She's not looking at any of these.
She looks like she's looking at my camera there, but I don't have that picture.
She's probably not. She might be looking to a little bit east of you there.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I start seeing her at, about that time. She looks like she's...
Going. Here comes another doe, or maybe the same one, but... Okay, she's not looking... I don't think.
Oh, there is a doe neck for sure. That one.
Oh my
she
goodness.
is way skinnier neck than that last doe.
Ooh, that's her right there.
Yeah.
Dude, she's like, this is the one that I was talking about as bony. I think she's like an old doe or something.
It's the one you don't want to shoot in doe days.
No. No meat.
All right. I think that this deer is looking at my camera. She's a little off, but she could be looking down the trail behind me too.
It's true, there is a good trail right there.
I don't know.
There's pictures of what she's doing on your camera.
She looks pretty calm.
She does. Did she stomp there? That's just her moving, I think. I'm at like 1,700 on my picture count here.
Are you?
Yeah. You want to just go to 2,000?
That's fine.
Okay.
They are going a little faster than I expected.
Yeah. There's a lot of daytime.
Yes. That's... See,
We can go to 3 if you want, but
it's whatever. Are you getting any of her looking at your camera?
I haven't seen any. Kind of halfway.
I feel like we just aren't getting a ton either way.
Yeah, which is a good sign.
That's a good thing, right?
Look at that old mad doe head right
Yeah,
there.
she's about to put the stomp on somebody for sure.
That That is a pencil neck.
Yeah, Pencil is way more worried about the other deer around than looking at the cameras.
Haven't seen one deer look at the camera and then be gone in the next frame. You know what I mean? Or the next 2 frames or so. She's eating grass.
Get out of here. You old grass eating
It
dope.
kind of looks like she's looking at your camera there. But she's like not looking over here at all. It's weird.
What about at 139? This doe looks like she's staring down the barrel of your camera.
Man, this is a night full of pigs.
Yeah.
Those headlights over there? Or just street lights, probably.
I don't know. Them girls do that horse thing. They come in late sometimes.
Hold on, what's this? No, I think she's looking past it.
Yeah.
No, you're not looking at it, I don't think.
No, that's almost the same frame right there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
I will tell you this. That camera takes better night pictures than this camera.
You think?
And I mean, I think it's probably, if you were to think about it very long at all,
Makes
you could
sense.
say that. Like, oh, well, that one has real light. Oh, they're stomping a coon.
Is that
or a
what it
cat.
Oh, it probably is,
Did
isn't
that
it?
cat stalk that doe?
I don't know, that's weird. Look
Oh,
look
she is
the time.
stomping it.
Look at the time. Yeah. It's
Wait
like
a second.
45 minutes
Wasn't
later.
there eyes? Whoa. I don't know if it's a raccoon or a cat.
That's
There's
weird.
a ton of cats. Was she looking at the camera the last frame?
Oh, let me see. Kind of looks like it, doesn't
Kind of
it?
looks like it.
I'll just call it that. She does kind of creep into the
Oh,
frame.
I got
here.
that same interaction here. Said Stomp City.
Can you see what it is before?
I'm gonna say raccoon. Or is that a little pig? Look,
It looks like a little pig, doesn't it?
it does look like a little pig.
It's weird.
I can't tell what it is.
All right. I'm almost at 2,000. I'm just going to go into the next night
Yeah, that's a good idea.
and view through that.
So the night of the 20th.
Yep.
Okay.
Man, hot daytime right
I
there.
know, dude. They love that corn in
All right.
June.
Here we go. The night of June 20th. They're getting weird and frisky. Would you say that is a look?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean,
So this is her doing it right here too. She's
2 back-to-back pictures.
Yeah.
We'll call it a look.
got a rod in that picture. You know what rods are?
No.
It's kind of like a UFO.
Oh, I was just thinking it was a rod sticking out of her mouth.
No.
Like she ate a rod of goldenrod.
All right, I'm out the next morning.
Man, it doesn't look like much corn is left.
Yeah, they hammered it.
Yeah. Already. It's crazy.
Hammer time. Did I put more corn out?
Okay,
How far are we
Sam.
down in cameras right now? Pictures right
What
now?
is that?
22. What?
Is she like getting weird? Or is that because of the camera? She starts backing down.
I probably wouldn't count that as a look.
She didn't look at it till like the second or third picture.
So I have officially 2 looks at the camera.
Looks like 11 to me.
It does look like that. So that's not a lot.
4, 5, 6,
I don't know if that is even intentional or inadvertent by the deer. It's pretty hard to tell. And I think that's, when you talk about practicality of this, it's really hard to tell. Because like we said earlier, you can't be in the deer's head to know exactly what they're looking at. There might be a moth around that camera that they're looking at floating around, you know. But there's also the aspect of things outside of flash also affecting this. I would assume these cameras make some sort of a noise when they go off. So it could be that. How many did you have?
I had 8 instances, so not 8 pictures, but 8 instances I felt like where the deer was looking at the camera. There were several that were for sure, and then a couple that were questionable. And I think that I didn't see a single instance where either the 3-year-old, 4-year-old buck or the 10-year-old looking bony doe ever took off after after they got spooked, or whatever, or looked at the camera. I guess not spooked, but they weren't spooked. And so I guess it just depends on, like we were talking about earlier, the type of deer, the deer's personality, the also kind of the instance that it happens. Are they at corn? Do they feel comfortable around people? Are they out in the middle of nowhere?
And it doesn't help at all, like we'd stated earlier, that when the deer come to this corn pile, a lot of times they're coming from the north and they cut right in and look right at your camera even to go there. So they're already automatically stationed to where they're just pointing at you. So if they just lift their head to chew, there's a chance it looks like they're eating. But we could tell the difference in, you know, camera or photo quality, not camera quality, but photo quality from your camera to mine on night flashes. I mean, yours is apparently better because it's an infrared, or no, I'm sorry, yours is a red flash, right? And this is infrared. Is that how they work? Yes. So mine is infrared 900i. That means it's a black flash. That is a red flash, which red supposedly doesn't scare deer as much, right? So
it gives off more light for the camera to pick up.
You'll be able to see it as a human.
Yeah.
This one you can't see as a human.
Yeah.
So it makes it to where that photo is better, and you could see even on my screen when that camera would go off, it was more illuminated, which is really cool. So I think if you're wanting good photos of deer and you have it like at a bait station like this, go with the one that's going to show better photos, right?
Yeah.
That's going to have a red flash. And normally, that's a little less expensive than the infrared version as well.
Well, I think also, you know, it's these cameras are not super expensive, either one of them. So, you know, if you want to get better pictures or maybe say better performance maybe even out of your camera because of that flash, you know, it's probably worth trying out the camera. And if you start seeing deer get spooked from it, then just sell it and get another one. You know what I mean? Get the one with the infrared.
Or use it somewhere where it's not going to spook as many deer. I think, honestly, in all scenarios, if you use some common sense when it comes to hanging trail cameras, you won't spook near as many deer. There's a place that we've hung a camera a few years, a cheap trail camera, that is like at deer eye level when deer are sneaking underneath brush. It's like probably 2 foot off the ground, and they get wigged out.
They don't
I
like
mean, straight up, mature bucks never use the trail again whenever they see the camera. But in that scenario, it's almost difficult to not do that. But you could get creative, you know, put you a pole in there or find a way to hang it up higher and point it down. And I think in the same spot, the same deer would never even know. You know, I think it's just like if we are shining a flashlight, you know, in this room right now, it's not going to really affect us. But if you point it in your eyeball, it's not going to feel good.
Yeah,
and that's probably what you're getting with deer.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, case in point right here with this camera. Like if you were to position this camera over a scrape even on a property that you were on, you know, don't put it where the deer coming into the trail into the scrape are looking right into it. You know, put it in a perpendicular direction. So, I mean, apparently this is a camera that will work. You know, and it will keep from, you know, it's not going to spook deer too bad. So, not that there's not an application for this, but I just think, you know, it's one of those things you just kind of weigh your pros and cons and see what you think about it.
I think that in general, this is still a better thing to go with, just because you have no chance. Well, I wouldn't say no chance. Way less of a chance of spooking deer, particularly big bucks. However, I think we proved with this experiment that that red flash cameras don't absolutely spook deer. You know, that, like there are deer that are getting their faces flashed off right here that aren't running away.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got several gear reviews that kind of run in the same vein. We're also going to do some more research projects, some more scientific stuff here at the end of this summer. So make sure and subscribe below if you are interested in that. Hit the bell for notifications. And remember, this is your element.
Live in it.